Hi everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. It's lovely to have you here. Hope you're all doing well and I hope you're all having a lovely week. We're having some wonderful weather at the moment. We're having lots of warm sunshine and it's really nice to be getting back out in the garden again. So I just thought I'd come along and say hello, let you know what I've been up to, show you a little bit around the garden and we'll have a little look round together. Me and Strife have been out for some lovely walks. Today we've been doing some training and I'm trying to get him to walk on the lead next to me, near me, so he's not dragging me off down the lane because he's hurt my elbow along here and I think it's just because of the pressure that he's putting on the lead and we're doing this all the time to throw his toys. So he's in his crate at the moment having a bit of a sleep. We did a 45-minute walk earlier and it was quite intensive because we were doing quite a bit of training while we were out, but I wanted to make the most of him being hungry because they say the best time to train them is when they're hungry. So yeah, it's a lovely beautiful day here. It's lovely and warm and I've been really busy. I've done loads around here, so I'm going to show you around and show you what I've been up to. I'm sat in the shade of the canopy. We have one of those sails on the yard and that gives me a bit of shade to work in. I've redone my ladder by the back door and I've done stuff in the veg garden. The bed is nearly ready for the victory garden and I've done the boundary fence as well. I've done the fence behind me, the chicken wire's up now, the posts are all painted, so that's keeping Stripe in. So he's got a nice secure space now. He can be here in the yard and I can be out and about in the garden and know he's safe in here and that he can't get up to anything. I've been clearing the wood out of the way and I'm going to clear the space just to the side of me here. I'll just show you just a sec. I'm in the process of clearing this space here because I'm thinking of putting my greenhouse there. I'm cutting my greenhouse down. It's a 6 foot by 6 foot greenhouse and I'm going to make it... Oh, the swallows are back. Oh, I knew they'd come back today. Oh, how lovely. Oh, there's a red kite around as well. Just a sec. Yeah, I'm going to redo this space and I'm going to put the greenhouse here and cut it down to 6 by 4 greenhouse, and I'll still be able to open the windows that are just here, and that's my craft room where I do all my work. I've got to hire the gate here because the dog's able to look over the top now and he's getting very jumpy. So I'm thinking of putting an old iron gate on the top so we can still see through. He can still see when my husband comes home from work because he gets very excited when he does, and it won't feel like a prison camp. So yeah, so as you can see, all the wood is still here. I'm hoping to get all that chopped while it's on the yard, and I'm just really enjoying the weather, to be honest with you. I don't want to be chopping wood and doing things that are too energetic. So yeah, that's my plans for over there. The greenhouse is going to go behind the camera and I'm going to chop it down to a 6 by 4 and then I can get to it from the... I'm just moving you around, and I can get to it from the house because the kitchen is just there and then the greenhouse will be just there and it's under the canopy, and it means I can walk to and from the greenhouse when it's raining, start all my seeds off in there and then pop them in the polytunnel to get them growing. So that's my plans for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish my cup of coffee and then we're going to go down into the garden. I can't believe it, a swallow's just come out of the garage behind you, and that's the first time I've seen them back here, just as I was on the camera. So that's really exciting. It looks like they're looking for a nest in the garage. So I might go and open my door and see if I can get them to nest in the nest that's in my room. I don't mind. I've got nothing in there that's going to get spoilt. And I can always put some newspaper over the top of the things that are on that top shelf. And we'll see if we can get some baby swallows going in my room. So that's the plans for that. As you can see, the sun's gorgeous behind me here. I'm going to go and let the chickens out. I need to go and get Stripe up. And we need to get in the garden and go and have a look and see what I've been up to. The other thing that I've been doing is I've been having a really good route through this book, my Make Do Amend book. I did a video about it. I'll pop it in the I button. And I showed you this book when I first bought it. Now I have a ripped sheet and it's one of those terry toweling sheets and I don't want to throw it away because you can't really get them anymore, and it's a really good quality sheet. but it's torn at the bottom. It's gone. Must have had it about 15 years, 20 years. It's done really well, and it's really warm in the winter. I thought I'd try and repair it. Now in here there is a section on how to darn holes and tears, that section there, and it says, do not wait for holes to develop. It is better to darn as soon as garments begin to wear thin. Imitate as well as possible the texture of the fabric being darned. When darning a big hole, tack a piece of net to the back and darn across it, and this will give an extra support for the stitches. A tear should be tacked round onto it. A tear should be tacked round onto a piece of paper to hold the edges in position. First, clear the loops of the fluff and the broken ends of threads from the knitted garments, or clip away ragged edges. And machine knit fabrics always use a darning ball under large holes. Now it talks to you about how to darn a tear here in this section here. So this is what I'm going to try and do on my old sheet. So when I've had a look at it, I might do it as part of a video for you and let you see how to refurbish and restore old sheets if you want to. There's also a section on the next page on how to do woolen fabrics and how to do reinforced heavy woolies, because they always recommended reinforcing the arms here on the elbows and the knees as well. And also there's another leaflet in there on how to do underwear as well, to reinforce your knickers and things like that, so that and your socks, so that they don't wear into holes. Now one thing I did think was, I always go into holes in my socks, and I wondered if I could cut the toes out of some old socks, turn it round and stitch it on over the top, so that I get more wear out of my socks. And that way when I buy new socks, it's not going to rub so much on the toe and cause the toe to wear thin, because I find in wellies when I wear socks that the toes always go, and when I wear them in boots, because your foot's always pushing forward in the shoe. So I find, even though I keep my nails clipped and I keep them short, I still find that the little tiny holes appear in the stitching and they just don't last. Now I can knit socks, I could knit socks, but you know, I'm just not a sock knitter. I just don't love knitting socks. So I did wonder whether I could cut up some old jumpers, the sleeves of some old jumpers, and make some house socks. So I might have a go at that, and if they work, I'll pop a video in for that for you. But just for now, I thought that I would have a go of restoring my bed sheet. So I will do that in a separate video for you. But this is the leaflet I'm going to be following, and it's in the Make, Do and Mend book. Highly recommend it. I got it for £3 on eBay. And there's loads of old war leaflets on how to make your fuel go further, how to renovate furniture, how to redo your clothes, how to do patches, repairing boys' clothes, making clothes out of old sheets, making dresses and things like that, how to look after your woolens so that they last longer. So yeah, how to reinforce for extra wear. So yeah, there's loads of information in this book. There's also how to darn woolies, a guide to woolies by Mrs. So-and-so. So yeah, if you want a good wartime, thrifty, extreme frugal way of life, this book I highly recommend to you. So that's that. So yeah, I'm going to go and get myself back in the garden, show you around a little bit, show you what I've been up to. And then that will be that for today. I am getting a new laptop. A very kind viewer donated some money to me, has given me some money to me, and it just happens to be my mother-in-law as well. But she's very kindly given me some money towards a new laptop. So that is on its way. So I should have that by next Wednesday. So hopefully, once I get my head around using a different computer, because the one I've had Windows on it, and the new one's going to have is an Apple Mac Pro. Apple MacBook, and it's a Pro. It's MacBook Pro. So I need to get my head around using an Apple Mac, but I don't mind. It's a refurbished computer. It's got everything I need on it to be able to do proper YouTube videos for you. So that's on its way, and hopefully it'll be here next week. So yeah, it should be here. But he said Saturday this weekend or Monday, so I'm going to go and pick it up on Wednesday and make sure that it's arrived, and he's going to phone me when it does. So that's very exciting, can't wait. So yeah, I'll be able to do better quality videos as well, because it goes up to, I don't know whether any of you are technically minded, but it does 4K videos. To me, means nothing, just means that YouTube will push my videos more because I can do better quality videos. So yeah, if you enjoy my videos so far, do like and subscribe. Do hit that notification bell, that'll tell you when I upload new videos. And I'm just going to finish my coffee and I'll see you in the garden in a minute. So I don't know whether any of you remember me doing this ladder last year. I'll pop a link for it in the I button. And I did these coffee can planters. Well, they were all looking a bit drab and dreary, so I've decided, I went to Morrison's yesterday. They had some lovely plants and so did Lidl. So I've redone it. These geraniums I got in Lidl, aren't they beautiful? They were £1.99 each, or 2 for £3. So I got 4. I got 2 of this beautiful pink and 2 of this pink and white. I got this free on the swap shop, the local swap shop. It's an old olive oil can, so I just cut the top off. I filled it with soil out of the yard and then topped it up about here with compost. And then I put a Saphenia, which is like, what's it called? A petunia. And they're trailing. So I popped that in. And then I popped a clematis in as well. And I'm hoping to grow the clematis on here. I am making some bunting, and I'm going to be putting some bunting up along here as well. So there's the other geranium. So this is an empty baby food tin, which I found in the bin next door. So I've repurposed that. So that's got another geranium in. And then this has got these beautiful little flowers in. I can't remember the name of them, but I thought they were beautiful, and they're trailing. So I've got one in this azera can and one in this azera can. So we're going to have geranium and this and Saphenia. And then this teapot I found in the garden of my old house. It was dumped in a rubbish bin in the back garden. So I let the water come out the spout here. And this has got another Saphenia in it as well, which is trailing. These things I got in a shop when we lived in our old house from where we came from before we came to Wales. And I found these in a shop there. So I've got those 2 up and this one here. So I could do with some pots that fit in the loops properly, but I just think that looks really nice in that stand, in that old vintage teapot. So let's see what the temperature is today, shall we, on the yard? And you see, from what I can see, it says 24 degrees. Now that's much better than 10 degrees, isn't it? Right. Okay, so what I've been doing as well is I've done my fence. I've done my fence posts. They've all been painted green to match the landscape behind. And then I popped my chicken wire all the way along. And that's just going to stop Stripe climbing on the wall, because he was getting on the wall. He's been a very naughty boy. But here I'm taking the soil away because he's just using it as a toilet. So I'm using that to fill pots. I've been using it in the polytunnel to put on the border in the polytunnel to raise the soil level. And I'm going to use it for planting my potatoes today, which I'm going to do in a little while. So I've already cleared this side here. Still got blossom on my trees, look. On my apple tree. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. So yeah, I've made a little border here. He has been using it as a bit of a toilet, but I'm trying to coax him out of it. This is my old Wallerton Old Hall Rose that I got off my brother for my 50th last year. Needs a bit of a feed, but it's coming back nicely. So I popped the fence around the back of it. I've left a stalk on that side because I'm going to grow it on the wall there. And then this is going to come up here and along here. I do have some clematis to go in, and I've got a couple of holes in the wall, like this hole here, and I'm just going to fill it with compost, put the clematis in and grow it up the fence. So that's what I'm going to do along here. I've got quite a few clematis to plant, so they're going to go on there. I've also got these. Now I don't know what they are, but they are climbing, and I've already got one on the fence here. So I'm just planting them in the wall and seeing what happens. So I put my hanging basket on there. So I'm going to do the same that side as well. And I'm going to do a narrow strip all the way along the wall there. And I'm just going to put a few plants in. And that's hopefully going to deter him from trying to get over the wall and add a bit of colour. So that's that. So the garden has just gone absolutely mad. Absolutely bonkers. The azalea's still in flower, but as you can see, everything has gone whoosh. So yeah, all my geraniums are all coming out nicely. And this is Scepter d'Isle, and she's got some lovely buds on. So she's going to be flowering soon. All my roses are doing really, really well. I haven't decided where to put my shepherdess rose yet. She was around here somewhere. Can't remember. I was thinking of putting her here, but I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to have to go and find her. She's somewhere around. Maybe up the top of the garden. But as you can see, everything's gone nuts. I cleaned the pond out the other day. Take you off there. I cleaned the pond out the other day. I had no frogs or anything yet, but I thinned everything out. All the soil's all settled down to the bottom now, so I'm hoping to get some frogs. I did see a baby frog in the garden the other day, so I'm hoping to get one. So I've cleaned all this out and tidied it all up. It's looking beautiful at the moment with all the wildflowers. And the aqualegias are all out now. These are all wild. They come back themselves every year. Magnolia's nearly finished, as you can see from what I showed you last time. I've also brought out my peaches, and they don't seem to be doing too well at the moment. They've all died off on the top, so I don't know what I'm going to get. But these were supposed to be dwarf ravenhead peaches, but they've still got leaf on. I did have peaches on this one last year, and this is a true stem above the graft. That one, this one as well is above the graft as well, excuse me. So these are ravenhead dwarf, but all this seems to have died back on the top now. All this area is going to get redone. I've got an idea for what I'm going to do here and get rid of all that wood and all that rubbish and make this a nice area to sit. I'm going to put my peaches here, so all this is all getting moved. I put some extra plants in here for the fish, so the fish is still in there. This is my tottering by gently, and she's got some beautiful buds on her, absolutely beautiful. So she's going to be coming back into flower soon. I think every branch has got a flower coming through, so she's just going to burst into song soon. Let's have a look at Roald Dahl. I've been getting all my brother's plants in as well. I found a salvia, so that's going in there. This one is Roald Dahl. They all need a feed, but again, got some beautiful fat buds. Plenty of buds going on there. And then this one is Gertrude. This is Gertrude's Arch, and she's got some lovely fat buds on her as well. There we go. She's got some lovely fat buds on her as well. I've tidied up down here, and I've built with those boxes that I had in the polytunnel. I built myself a cold frame along here, and I'm going to put some glass over the top, and I'm going to use that for starting off my seeds. And then once all that hardboard has rotted, I'm going to line it with some plywood and do it again properly. So that's my thinking for that. I haven't managed to do anything along here. I might try and do something with that this week. In here, this is the Victory Garden, and I've been getting my planting done. So my broad beans are coming through really well. I'm loving the colour of the flowers. I've got two different types. I think I've got Aqua Dulce and that red one. Not sure what it's called. And then my onions and my shallots have taken really well. I can see a little shoot coming up of an artichoke there, so I'm going to take that off. I've been weeding and doing along here, so I've just got that middle bit to do, but I'm going to get my peas and my beans in along there today. I've done a path along here now so I can get in, and I'm just making a flat bit in between each border so that I can get in and get the harvest and get the weeds out. So that's that. My butterfly bush is coming back, looking really well, looking really happy. This is a fig. This came out of the garage. Keep it in storage over winter, and it's got some lovely leaves coming through on it. Right, so we're back now at the polytunnel, and I've been very busy in here as well, as you can probably see. I've tidied up along this side. It doesn't look it, but it has been tidied. And I've got rid of most of those boxes. These ones here are going to go with the cold frame at the side of the polytunnel, so they just need to come out. And I've been popping soil on the border along here from the yard, so I need to finish off down there. This has also had soil off the yard along here as well, so that's all been topped up. And I've used some of the boxes here as planting boxes. These do need watering. I've got some lettuce from Lidl. Some of them now have started to die off because the heat's come. But I'll give them a drink and hopefully they'll perk up because they are alive. But the slugs have had them, I think. But yeah, they need a drink. I put some parsley in, some more lettuce here, and this spinach that I found. There's nothing in this one. There's going to be carrots being sown in there. In this one, I've got runner beans. I've got borlotti beans. I've got cannellini beans in there. So that's all beans in this one. And then in this one, I've got peas. I can't remember what else, but I have runner beans in this one. And then this one here is going to have parsnip and what was the other thing I was going to plant? I was going to plant something else in there, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, courgettes and squash. So that's going to be in there. My seeds are all on their little shelf now above the floor, so hopefully that's keeping the mice out. Need to have a look and see how they're getting on. But they should be coming through nicely because the sun is now out. I've managed to get my door open. This is the other side of the polytunnel, which I don't talk about very much. But this is all going to get sorted out in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to get the fruit planted along the wall. I've put black along the bottom now because the cows are coming back either next week or the week after. So that means then that it's just a bit more of a barrier and a bit more of a screen between me and the cows to keep their interest away from the garden. And I have planted all the way along here now, from over there all the way along down there has now got basket willow and a Virginia creeper, and I'm going to put a couple of clematis in as well, and I've got some shrubs to go in. And then along here I've just planted every shrub that I can think of all the way along. I've also got climbing roses, I've got buddleia, as you can see I've got a rhododendron in flower as well. So yeah, I've just planted everything I can find along there. So I just take you around and we'll have a little look outside. So I'm really pleased with how the polytunnel's looking now. It's nearly ready for the tomatoes. I need to sow some cucumbers and tomatoes because I can't get hold of any locally. So I'm going to have to do them and hope it's not too late. And my door, I managed to sort my door out. I've done it as a bifolding door. So it's folded in half and then it closes and it folds in half like that. So I'm going to do the same with the other door, but I'm really, really pleased with how that turned out. So it folds back like that and then it opens like that. And I can get in with my wheelbarrow and it's just a lot better use of space. I couldn't do it to open outwards because it's on a slope and I would have had to take too much off the door and then it would have defeated the object with the wildlife. So yeah, happy with that. And then down here, this is an Ikea berry, needs to go back in. I think that's going to be back along the boundary fence or here. I'm thinking of popping it where that bin is. Mr. Pheasant. So along here, this is the boundary fence we've just been looking at. And I planted all sorts of lovely things in here. I've got this Himalayan honeysuckle, which you know I love, with those little berries on and lovely little flowers in the summer. So I've got quite a bit of that along here, so I'm going to be able to cut them and make it for jam, because for some reason the birds don't like them. I've got a clematis here. Needs a bit of a drink, it's drying out a little bit. I need to cover the roots because they don't like their roots in the sun. I think this is a spirea. And then I've got a climbing rose and a geranium, a daisy, another buddleia, and then that's kind of the theme all the way along really. Himalayan honeysuckle, roses. I've got these pom-pom flowers as well. This one here. Now I've got a red one of these and I've got a white one. That one has white flowers and then I've got another one down there somewhere that has red flowers on it. So I'm looking forward to that. Now this is actually warming this space up. So all these plants have done really, really well since they've gone in. But also the roots are in shade. So I'm happy with that. So that's going to be the theme as well along this boundary here. As I say, I've planted basket willow at the moment, so I can use that around the garden. And I've got some more basket willow planted up in the veg garden as well, in the Victory garden. So here is now my herb bed, and it's going to be all the way along there. And then I'm planting perennial sweet peas along the screen here. I did have passion fruit last year and the year before, but they don't seem to have done anything. And I've also got a couple of clematis as well on the posts along there. So that's that. I've still got a lot of work to do in here, but I only acquired this space last year, so it's a new addition to the garden. And I need to leave it in case the landlord wants it back. I doubt they will, but you never know. So I found another azalea, and I'm thinking of planting that here. I can take one of these branches off as it grows and have that to fill this space, and that'll stop Stripe trying to get out there. I've done a couple more shrubby things here, and I need to find a way of stopping him being able to get under there. So I may put another azalea or something in on that corner there. I've still got things to go in here in my buckets. I got such a lot of stuff off my brother, it was amazing. I've moved the greenhouse. The greenhouse is now gone. That's now down the side of the house. And I've planted this boundary fence as well. This is where the greenhouse was. And I've got this beautiful, amazing flower. Now, does anybody know what this is? It is absolutely gorgeous. Is it a type of spirea? Because I just love, love, love the pink flowers. I think they are absolutely beautiful. So I don't know, no idea what it is. But it is gorgeous. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So I think this is what all those shrubs are. But my brother said it was a buddleia. But it doesn't look like a buddleia, you know. But it's gorgeous, whatever it is, I love it. So these are my basket willow. Now this one is a brown basket willow. It's like an orange colour, so I'm really looking forward to that. But these have been in water for the last 4 years, 5 years. So yeah, they're finally in the ground. I've got 3 of those. And then I put climbing rose in and some more of that Himalayan honeysuckle on either side. So that's that. This is where the acacia berry came from, and there is a hen buried under there as well somewhere, which was Rosie, one of my other black ones. Black like pepper. So that's that. The hornbeam. It's absolutely gorgeous as well this year. It's growing really well. And I love this little bench underneath. Which leads me on to the next thing. These are some more basket willow off that lady. Same lady. And these need to go in some water because they're drying out. But she said these were basket willow as well. So I'm going to just plonk them in some water. Handy bucket. And then this is the view from the bench back down towards the polytunnel. And it's just looking gorgeous at the moment. I mean, look at that. So I've still got the fruit cage to take apart, but it seems to be keeping the birds out at the moment, so I'm reluctant to take it down until all the fruit's off. So I might just leave it and then do it in the autumn and give it a prune, because it seems alright at the moment, and I don't want the birds getting in. But there doesn't seem to be any birds nesting in my garden at the moment, so that's good. Right, so I think that's it for now. I'm going to go. I've got a lot to do. I've got to go and get Stripe up. It's getting on for 1 o'clock. He's been in there since 11:15, so he needs to get up. And I'm going to go on the yard and I'm going to warp up my weaving loom. and do some weaving and weave some fabric for a dress for the winter. So yeah, I think that's it for me for today. I'm just sitting in the shade of the hornbeam tree and enjoying a bit of shade. And as I say, I'm going to go and get a stripe up. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you have, do like and subscribe. Do hit that notification bell. That'll tell you when I upload new videos. And hopefully this time next week, we'll be back to normal, getting on with the videos on my new laptop. So I'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.